nice to meet you, and welcome to the G's Knees. Hello everybody, welcome back. It has been a minute. It's been a minute. It's actually been a year, a bit over a year, and we're in the same space. I went to uni for my second year, and we are back in the family house. So it technically, to you, looks like I haven't been anywhere, but I have. A lot has happened, and a lot has happened. But you know, we're happy, we're living, we're doing good. I hope you're all doing good, and you've had a great year since the last time I saw you. Anyway, to the point of today's video, as you've probably read from the title, because you're not idiots, we are going to be ranking all of the High School Musical songs from all three movies and the additional songs from worst to best. We are going to go from the bottom and up to the top. We're not going to start at the top because then, you know, anticlimactic ending. Do you know what I mean? We don't like that. That thing is going to go off every 9 minutes. So depending on how long we're filming for, could be quite a few more times. There's also beeping in the background. Don't know if you can hear that. Just deal with it, okay? It's a tricky day. Let's move on. Now, I've got my list with me of my ranking. I did it last night. I'm still a little bit hoo-ha about it, but I think my opinions are valid. But as always, if you do not agree with my opinions, let me know in the comments. Do your own ranking. And just don't be negative about my opinions. Just, you know, I am what they call sensitive. Cheers. Right, I think there's about 32 songs, so let's just get started. My worst song, I don't even know why I checked, because it's so obvious. First movie, When There Was Me and You. Now, I don't know about you, but it is a shit song. It is so bad. I thought you were my fairy tale. Like, no. Why are you singing? Why are you sad? Troy has just been a boy. He's just being a boy, right? You don't need to be sad about it, because you're going to work out in the end. Let's be fucking honest. You're going to sing a fucking bopper in the callbacks. Why are you singing in the hallway that this dude doesn't want you? Because he does. He's just being a boy. There's no reason for you to be upset, Gabriella. Also, she's dubbed for half of it because she can't do the low notes. So she's like, I'm standing here, but all I want. Like, why are you dubbing her? She doesn't sound bad, but it is a terrible song. So When There Was Me and You is bottom of the barrel. Next one, Fabulous. Now, I used to love this song. I used to absolutely adore this song. I thought, girl anthem, right? Ashley Tisdale, Sharpay Evans, what a lovely person, right? She's a bitch, but not the point of the song. They double her voice and they make it sound so horrible. The only good thing about that song is Ryan. Dare I say it, he makes every song he's in better. And it's just, it was a bit underwhelming, may I say. Next song, What I've Been Looking For, the reprise, the Troy and Gabriella version, wasn't needed for the storyline or the song itself. Wasn't needed. It's just a bit slow, a bit dead. It's mid. It is a mid song. I love the song, but when they sing it, I don't really have anything else to say about it, to be honest. It's just a bit meh. Next one, Get Your Head in the Game. Now there's a remix of it that I love that is actually on the soundtrack on some things by B5. I don't know who the hell they are, but they make a good remix of it. But the song in the film, terrible. It's because it's the second song in the movie, right? And the first one was great. So when you go on to the next song and it's this, I feel offended. I feel like I could have been given so much more energy and opportunity for greatness, and I was just handed this pile of shit on a plate. I don't want it. Take it back to the kitchen. Get me a burger. I don't want this pile of mud that Zac Efron is attempting to sing and then being dubbed with somebody else. I don't want it. It's also just, it's chaos. Get your head in the game. No, I don't want to get my head in the game. I want to watch a love story. I don't want to watch you dancing in a circle with basketballs. Further on in the films, yeah, I would love to see that because your dancing gets better, but in this, hell no. Next one, Humu Humu. Now, can I just say, Humu Humu is theatrically and cinematically a great number. It's in the extended version, so if you don't know what Humu Humu is, Humu Humu look, apple, go watch it. On Disney Plus, the extended version is on there, go watch it. But it is a great thing to look at. Song-wise, shit. So bad. Because, first of all, the Hawaiian, it wasn't needed. The skirts, the Tiki Warrior costume was not needed. It's just all Sharpay theatrics. Again, Ryan makes it semi, appetizable. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm getting at. Next one is Everyday. It's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like it. It's alright, but it's not quite breaking free. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really understand the conflict in the second movie as it is. Like, I don't particularly understand why Gabriella hated Troy anyway, because he was going after his dreams and trying to get a scholarship, and she was like, but he didn't tell me about his Italian golf shoes. Who gives a fuck, Gabriella? Let him try and get his school life that he deserves. Go be the lifeguard. There's probably millions of people that have drowned in that pool and you haven't been able to save them because you've been like, oh, Troy doesn't love me. Shut up. Sharpay has tried to do something for this dude's future and you're just moaning that your relationship is going in the mud. Good. If you're acting like the bitch that you're acting like, I don't think you deserve Troy, to be perfectly honest. The only good thing about that song, I think, is when they all come together and all the wildcats from the back come in and they start singing. And then she brings Ryan on stage. That's good. He half wrote the song. Cool. But then Troy brings Sharpay on stage. She doesn't know the words. So when she starts singing on stage, I'm like, did you learn it from them just singing it? Because that's crazy. Bop to the top. Next one is Bop to the Top, because it is just like Humu Humu, unnecessary. It is. And I know it's another Sharpay and Ryan song and I sound like I'm being rude to them. But again, Ryan makes it okay. But it's got another language in it. Again, just like Humu Humu does. Is it Spanish? I don't speak Spanish, but I think it's Spanish. Mucho gusto. It sounds Spanish. And why are you bringing a ladder into it? Like, I know it's in the lyrics, but why are you just climbing the tiniest step ladder? Let's be honest, you could have made it a bit more theatrical. Could have built the stakes a bit, add a bit of danger. Because you're climbing about 3 steps. It wasn't really added into the story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's just a part of the Winter Musical. We don't even know what the Winter Musical is technically about. It was never really explained. We just know it's about, it's like a drama show. Okay? But why? Why am I sat like this? Why? I don't get it. I need some more explanation. And when you're flicking between basketball scenes and science scenes and then just Sharpay and Ryan singing on a ladder, it just feels unnecessary. There are so many songs in this list. So the next one is What I've Been Looking For, normal version. There are so many Sharpay and Ryan songs in this bottom tier, I'm so sorry. But it's the only good thing about it is this and Ryan doing his jazz square. And that is where I draw the line. Those are the 2 good things. Shut the fuck up. Those are the 2 good things about this song. The rest of it is just them trying to prove to everybody that they are better than everybody else. And I do not stand for that kind of blasphemy. So, easier said than done. Done. It's done. That song is out. Thank you. Goodbye. Next one is from the 3rd movie, which I forgot to mention is my favourite movie of all time. High School Musical 3. I know all the words to all the songs and I know the script off by heart because I have seen it over 150 times at this point probably. I watched it 4 times in one day once. It's terrible. Just Want to Be With You is the next song. The first time it is sang in the movie, when Ryan comes in with Kelsey and plays it on the piano and it cuts to Troy and Gabriella singing it for the first time. That song is a lower tier for me because I love the song. I love it so much. And the other way of it being sung will be higher up in the list. But this version, just a bit mid. You know, Ryan asking Kelsey to prom, I don't agree with it. I just think the relationship's a bit odd. So that part of the song, I was a bit weirded out by. And then when Troy and Gabriella sing, Troy really fucking annoys me in this because he puts his hand on the just painted bit and then he lifts it and he's got paint all over his hand, right? And then he puts it back down on another piece of set. So then that piece of set, which is a completely different colour, has now been tainted by his paint. That rhymed. Why? Why are you ruining people's hard work just to show off to your girlfriend? I'm not having it. And he's like, he's climbing over the chairs over Mrs. Darvis's head. And I'm like, you're making it weird. Put your head on your home tutor's, put your hand on your home tutor's head. No, I wouldn't do that if I was in high school. Why are you doing it? We're all in this together. The one from the first movie, obviously, the fast one, the normal one, the one we all know, right? Overrated, in my opinion. The dance, top tier. Top tier dance, I could do it all day, right? But the song, mid. Absolutely terrible. What are the lyrics? We make each other strong. No, you don't. You didn't like Sharpay and Ryan at the start of this movie. Even like 5 minutes before you sung this number, you didn't like them. So why are you all friends now? Happens every single movie. I don't get it. I simply cannot fathom the point of it. We're still in the same movie here. First movie, stick to the status quo is the next one. Now, back when the movie came out, I was, what, 4, right? That shit was marvellous. It was revolutionary. But to me now, it makes no sense. Troy has literally just said, I like to sing, right? That's it. He likes basketball and he's sung, what, once, twice? And now everyone's like, I could tell everyone what I like now. It's not like you couldn't say it before. It's just peer pressure and bullying was in the way, right? And this average looking basketball player that apparently everybody loves has said he likes to sing once. And you're like, I love to bake, I love to dance. What is wrong with dancing? You can dance and do your homework. It is not tricky, Martha. Do you know what I mean? And the dude who's playing the cello and just whips out a cello. Obviously you like playing the cello. You have a cello. How did nobody notice this? How did you just get it out in the middle of a musical number? But back to the third movie. Walk Away. Now, I was about to say I love Gabriella. I don't. I hate the bitch. But I do love this song. But there are many songs that come above it. So I had to make sacrifices. And this is one of those sacrifices. Whenever the song comes on in the movie, I'm belting it out. There's no way I'm skipping it. And I'm not skipping it on the soundtrack. But again, it was a sacrifice I had to make. But it is a beautiful song. The only thing I hate about the way they directed this in the movie was when they made all the pictures disappear. It did not need to be that dramatic. It really didn't. You Are the Music in Me, the normal version. Troy and Gabriella version. Again, Gabriella is dubbed in this horribly. They dub her voice in the middle of a note at one point. Why have you done that? Sounds horrible. And Troy's like, whoa, 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 time out on that one. My singing career ended in the Winter musical. No, it didn't, because you're about to sing. So don't lie. The continuity error is just coming and going, it's coming and going, and you're always lying to me. Why do all these characters lie? They always do. It's like, my career ended with the Winter musical, Chad saying, I don't dance. Gabriella saying, I gotta go my own way. No, you don't. You came back. Like, why are all these characters lying to me? The only character that didn't lie was Sharpay, because she stuck to her fucking guns, right? She stuck it out, she stayed true to herself, and she did what she had to do. And that is a boss-ass bitch, right? I hated that. I need a drink. Next one. First song of the first movie. Start of Something New. Now, do not get me wrong, lads. Perfect song for the start of the trilogy. Why am I sitting like this? I don't understand what's going on. Perfect song for the start of the trilogy. It is a great song. Absolutely love it. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Bit of of a weird concept that they were just randomly picked at a karaoke bar. Whoa! When they were both on holiday. Whoa! Crazy coincidences. And Troy, to be fair, Troy sang his lines, 2 lines, right? And then he's about to fuck off. Gabriella starts singing and he's like, whoa, who is this girl? Who is this girl? But the fact that he was going to walk away is fucking hilarious to me, because he's like, right, I've done my bit. There's no rest of the song that needs to happen. I've done my bit. I've shown my fucking talent. I'm out of here. Like, I appreciate that. Next one is Right Here, Right Now. And Right Here, Right Now, I'm telling you, it's a good song, but it is just, it doesn't give me the satisfaction that I need. The line that comes after that song, straight after the song finishes in the film, is my favourite line of the film. Gabriella just goes up and goes, "Is this a Pirate's wheel?" I don't know why I love it. I just love it so much. Like, it just gives me life every time she says it. And I hate the bitch, but she really delivered on that line. But this song, both versions put together, that's what I'm doing because the second version is just a bit shit. But in the soundtrack, if you listen to it on Spotify, please fuck off. If you listen to it in the soundtrack where they put both versions together, it's better than when they separated it in the movie. But them just singing in the treehouse, I think, it's just a great scene. I've got nothing really bad to say about it. Apart from when they do the reprise bit of it in the second bit of the movie, when they're both standing on the balconies and then they put the shots together. So badly edited. I'm not even going to get into it. Next one. We're in the second movie. Work This Out. Now again, like I said, we're all in this together. The dance is so good, right? So good. And when he goes on the glasses, amazing. To be fair, I would love to hear the unedited version of that clip, where there's no music in the background and they're just clicking on the glasses, because I bet you it sounds shit. I would love to hear that so much. But the song, it's alright. But I do have an issue with the meaning behind it. You have been at your first shift at this new job for what? 2 hours? 3 hours? Maybe less. Why are you moaning? This dude has come in and sounded like a little bit of a prick, but you don't really know him yet. And you're already moaning and you're like, we can work this out, we can make this a great summer. Nothing bad has happened yet. Calm down. Here's a burp. Next one is I Want It All. It's a beautiful song. It's a perfect song. I don't have anything bad to say about it. The way it is filmed, the way it is acted, the way it is sung, you're giving me great lines over and over and over and over again. It's so good. But again, sacrifices had to be made. It is the best Sharpay and Ryan song of the whole trilogy. And it's just, Ryan is giving me more. He's giving me the harmonies, he's giving me the acting, and he's putting the fun in it. Sharpay, I love you, but your brother is better than you. I had to say it. I had to fucking say it. There's a moment where Sharpay really redeems herself in my mind, and we'll get to that later. And also where Ryan peaks. The next one is a personal fave of mine, but I had to put it down just because I don't want to be bullied on the internet. We're All in This Together graduation mix. Obviously, We're All in This Together normal version very low down in the list. The graduation mix for me is way better. It has more emotion to it. It has more meaning to it now because they're all graduating. And it's just such a lovely, sentimental song when it's put into this key and this, what's the tempo? It's tempo. And it's made more choral. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a pop song anymore. It's more like a, I don't know the word, but this is the action that goes with it, so work it out for yourself. I just love it so much. I think it really added something to that graduation scene and it gave me life. The next one is I Don't Dance. Now, people are gonna fucking hate me for this because it's not at the top of the list. And I know, don't worry, I know. The dancing in it is the best bit about that song. And also Ryan. Can you tell I love Ryan Evans? He deserved better. Honestly, I could talk about it for days. But the dancing in that is second to none. Honestly, probably one of the best dances in the trilogy. Completely, right? And the way it was edited and they actually made it like sporty. They didn't just oh, we're doing a little bit of sport. Like, they added loads of sport elements into it and made it actually factual, like, not just made up into a movie. But again, it's not perfect, and I don't really like baseball, so I've got my own personal opinions to do with it, but it is a very good song, and it's definitely a bopper and one to dance to. The next one is also from the second movie, All for One. Bop. It's one word. Bop. Vibes. Tune. Great dance. Again. All for one, real summer has just begun. Fucking, it's unmatched, dude. The end of High School Musical 2 is the best part of High School Musical 2. It's also got Hannah Montana. Well, it doesn't have Hannah Montana. It has Miley Cyrus in it. Like, why did they put her in it? It's so stupid. But it's a great song. Great song. And, you know, there's a bit where Chad knocks over his microphone, and that to me is beautiful, because it definitely did not need to stay in and they could have redone it. But that is just that is cinema. It just is. Even though the film wasn't put into cinemas. It's just good acting, isn't it? I was lapping it up. And just, again, it's just so good. I've got no words. I cannot fathom. We're still in the same movie. Movie 2. Got to go my own way. The only reason this song is so high is because Troy's section is unbeatable. What about us? Like, yes, Troy. Fight for your relationship. Tell that bitch she is wrong. She shouldn't have been walking away. She shouldn't have been breaking up with you. You've done nothing wrong, and you deserve better friends, and you deserve a better girlfriend. But sing your heart out to me on a bridge. She's going to give you her fucking horrible necklace, can I say? T for Troy. T for terrible acting. Shit. But Gabriella's parts in that song can fuck off. I really don't feel like it was necessary. But Troy, sing it to me, baby. Now the next one is A Night to Remember. And because it was trending on TikTok, I haven't put it as high because it has kind of ruined it for me. But that's what happens when everything trends on TikTok. It just ruins it. TikTok needs to fuck off and stop ruining good movies. But the dancing in it is so good. Like, one of the best dances. Obviously Ryan outdid himself with the choreography. Obviously it wasn't Ryan's choreography, it was the choreographer of the movie, but he worked very hard on that, theoretically. And just the way it went from the cafeteria into a musical number, greatly shot. And them trying on all their prom stuff, and the fucking set of the house with the made up parents, and the bus of them walking behind the bus. I always used to think that was a real bus, but it's actually just them walking with a piece of cardboard. So good. The night, oh yeah. I know. It's a great scene, isn't it? It agrees with me. The night of nights, alright, let's dance. I don't actually know the darts. The boys are back. They really did make a comeback, and they made a great bop. It has all the vibes. It has great choreography. It has great cinematography of different shots, and the woman behind the glass things, like the shadow. Oh, mwah, chef's kiss. And all of like the bandana and the mud down their faces, and the cars moving, and when they go under the car and they turn into kids, oh, you're pulling at my heartstrings, Kenny Ortega. You've outshone it. You really pushed the boat out. It's a beautiful song, absolutely stunning. The boys are back, oh yeah. Can I have this dance? No, but the song can. Such a good song. Such a good song. It is the best slow song, I think. Obviously, because it is the only slow song left in this list. It's just the best one. It's unmatched. Both versions. The one where they're on the roof, amazing. The one where they're by the tree, amazing. Put it together, you've got a perfect song. Can I have this dance? Do 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 do. The tune of it, right? Just, it's perfect for a waltz, and that's the whole reason of the song, right? And she has a little spinny moment in heels. How are you doing that? I don't like Gabriella, but their relationship in that moment just, it became real to me. And I felt like, it's gonna work. They're gonna be together forever. Because he just waltzed with her on a rooftop in the rain. Later on in the movie, when they're by the tree and they're doing it as if they're at actual prom, it's great, again. And both of those scenes end in one of my favourite parts of the movie. Two great moments. The first one, she goes, in every language we see, yeah, yes. And when I was little, I used to think, what the fuck have you just said to me, Gabriella? I have no idea what you just said. But now I have the pleasure of having subtitles on. I realised that she said yes in different languages. It revolutionised my world, honestly. I was changed. I was a changed woman after I found out that. And obviously, in the other scene, once they've just danced by the tree, they make out. And, you know, it's just a delight to watch. It's Zac Efron. The next one is Senior Year Spring Musicale. So that is the opening with Kelsey and Ryan, to Now or Never, to I Want It All, to Just Want to Be With You, and then A Night to Remember. So all of those, Senior Year Spring Musical. We've had all of those songs already in the list, but this, as a collective, makes those songs so much better. Now or Never in this, we haven't had Now or Never actually yet. Now or Never by itself is actually better than Senior Year Spring Musical. I Want It All, we've already had that one. But Ryan doing it by himself, aimlessly better than Sharpay. So much better. Because he really just, he put his all into the choreography and he really said, I want it all. I want that scholarship. Person who looks like David Tennant, give it to me. And they did. And he got the scholarship. Beautiful human. Just Want to Be With You. Sharpay and Rocket Man. It's the only thing that Sharpay was amazing at in these movies. She really did it and I feel so bad for her, but Rocket Man really, really pulled it out the bag. Great outfit, his style. And Sharpay was a bit rude to him, but it was funny. When she sneezed on him, I was laughing when I was a child. To be fair, I still laugh to this day. That's probably a bit embarrassing to say on the internet, but we're going to go with it. And then obviously when Troy and Gabriella come in, and they do their beautiful part of the song when he's walking down and his parents are like, oh, how did you get here? But whoa, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. And the way they do the choreography and they spin him out and then everyone comes in and hugs her and be like, oh yeah, it's like the end of an era, and then Troy brings her flowers. Perfection. It just is perfection. I've got no other words for it. And then A Night to Remember. Bitch, British bitch, right? Could fuck off. She took Sharpay's place. And she's got the same name as me in real life. Get lost. But Sharpay came in, she owned the moment, and that is where her character really shone for me. I'm not a movie critic, but I love that moment so much. My night! Like, yes, Sharpay, take it. Burn that bitch to the ground. You know what I'm saying? She lied to you. She hurt your feelings. She took everything from you. Take it back. And then obviously she announces that she's going to come back to the school. I'm like, hell yeah, bitch. Put that bitch in her place. The next one is High School Musical. Obviously the last song of the last movie. Makes sense, because it's the name of the movie. The dancing, again, I've said so much about the dancing, but the choreography is amazing. I actually decided that we were going to do that for our last college dance performance. We never got to do it. We did it once because there were 2 dance shows. We did it in the first one and then the second one got cancelled because of COVID, which is will always be one of the saddest moments of my life. But so I know the routine and I had to teach it to people and it was really actually quite awkward. But just the amount of times I cry when they do this dance and when they walk to the curtain at the end and then they bow and then they all smile to the camera. I was in tears the first time I watched it and I still cry to this day. It's not embarrassing, it is average. Like, you just have to. It's needed, necessary. You have to cry at that scene, otherwise you have no heart. Okay, I'm looking at you. Watch it, cry. The next one, I think you'll like the next one. What time is it? It's time for What Time Is It? I've said beautiful so many times and I'm so sorry, but it's the only word that I can use that really describes how I'm feeling. It's so, do you know what it is? It's underrated. It's so underrated. What time is it? Summertime. But one of my favourite moments in this song is where they're doing the basketball scene, the dancing with the basketballs. Troy drops it and he goes, come on. Yes, baby, do it again. Come on. And Chad does a great bit where he goes, yeah, what time is it? Summertime. It's just so great. But again, I don't really understand the bit where Sharpay and Ryan are asking, people are asking for their signatures and everybody likes them again. Why? Nobody liked you in the first film. I don't understand where we've come from the first movie. It makes no sense to me. But there are so many big dance scenes in this song and they like replay it at the end. I've got itchy nose. And they've all celebrated and they've all finished the dance number in the canteen. And then they go outside of the school and then they do it again. Beautiful. It wasn't needed, but it's so good. Now the next one is pretty obvious as to why it's so high, because the nostalgia, the effort that was put in, the sheer vibes breaking free. We're soaring, flying. Like, why is it so good? Someone put serotonin in that song and like injected it through my veins. Because every time you listen to it, you have to listen to its soundtrack version though, unless you're listening to the edited version on the video, because I cannot stand where Gabriella doesn't sing her part because she's got stage fright. I cannot watch it. It makes me feel physically sick. It's so embarrassing to watch, so awkward. I hate it. So I have to just watch from the bit where they've started again, because then that's okay. And when they're all the people are like clapping in the audience and they're like, whoa, these two can actually sing, that's crazy, man. And then Miss Darvas is like, and she's loving it. And Troy's dad is like, what's going on? Gabriella's mum is like, what's going on? And everyone's just having it. They're having a great time. There's a moon in the, like a cardboard moon on the stage and they're all running around and Troy goes, whoa. And he does this little spin. It's amazing. Number 4. We made it to number 4, ladies and gents. Now or never. It is honestly, obviously, because it's up high, one of my favourite songs. I cannot give you a bad thing about this song. I can't. A great start to it. Troy just going, like breathing really heavily with a sweaty face. You can tell that the budget increased because they didn't really have sweat in the other 2 movies. And obviously this film was put in cinemas, so it had to be really good. Imagine watching that in 3D. It's like everyone in your face. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. But just the way he's singing across the basketball court. Like, let's bring in Rocket Man. Troy, the 2 shots away. I know, just give me the ball. Like, yes. Include the one that you don't have a lot of faith in. And then give him faith. Troy acted like a dad in that moment. And I was so proud of him. The Gabriella part in that song is also so good. Try, right now I can hardly breathe. Oh, like, it's so good. Like, I don't like the bitch, but she really encouraged him to do well in that performance and they really brought it back and they won. So, back-to-back championships. It's all because of her. Well, it's not, but she had, you know, a hand in it. Scream. Ah! Why did I do that? Scream. There's no words to say anything wrong about this performance. These spinning walls, the basketballs falling down from the ceiling, the jumping down the stairs, the hitting the locker, the pulling the picture off the wall. Before the song starts, taking his top off. Him dancing on stage, pulling all the ropes, and then seeing Miss Darvis in the audience. The entire thing is so well filmed, produced. The lyrics are amazing. His singing, great. And yeah, his dancing is a little bit cringy, but it doesn't matter. The vibes are there. It's a bop. And you cannot disagree. Troy's solo songs, apart from Get Your Head in the Game, are top freaking, they're god tier. They're not even top tier, they're god tier. S tier, man. And that also leads me on to number 2. I don't even need to look now because I know what my top 3 songs are. Bet on it. So we've gone from High School Musical 3, Zac Efron solo, to High School Musical 2, Zac Efron solo. Now, granted, Bet on It is probably a little bit more cringy, but what can you do? It's like original angsty Zac Efron dancing across the golf course, looking like he's about to do a cartwheel, but then he doesn't. Like, what else could you want from a performance? He lands in the sand and he's like picking up the sand and he's like beautiful. And I know Kenny made him do that about 17 times, but I don't care because they picked the best one. And yes, him looking into the reflection of the water is so shit, but the vibes were there. I'm not gonna stop. And then he just goes on a fucking rampage and he starts running across the golf course looking like he's about to do some fucking acrobatics, and he doesn't, but he does some great jumps. And you simply cannot top that performance. But you can. My number 1 song, and we've made it. And I can't believe we've got this far because there are so many songs in these films, but the number 1 song is You Are the Music in Me, Sharpay's version. We had Troy and Gabriella's ages ago, and I explained why. It's a mid song. But Sharpay's version is fucking amazing. So good. There's simply nothing wrong with it. I cannot fault it. She put her everything into that performance, and she just wanted to sing with Troy once. Just once. And they did it. And even though he looked like he was being possessed and he already knew the dance moves, but he looked scared that he knew the dance moves, so he obviously didn't know the dance moves, he still sung. He did it and he hit those high notes. And they just did an amazing performance. The only thing I would say is costume-wise, Sharpay outdid herself. Troy was wearing something nice. The backing singers had polo, like, t-shirts on. Wear something better. You know, you're representing a badass bitch and you're wearing t-shirts. Put something better on. And the fire that comes out the floor and the guitars. Oh, it's just what that song needed. Please fuck off. It's what that song needed. Do you know what I mean? It needed that oomph. It needed that fire. And you really gave it to me. You sold it and you've made it the best song, in my opinion, in all 3 movies. Even though I hate the second movie, that made it for me. Now, we went from worst, we went to best. Best, You the Music in Me, Sharpay's version. Worst, When There Was Me and You, Gabriella. In between, we go to kind of like mid. But in hindsight, they're all great songs. They're all really well done, apart from When There Was Me and You. But there are some honourable mentions. 2 honourable mentions. The first one is I Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, which some of you have probably never heard before, because it's not in the first movie. It's just an extra song, right? It technically should be at the end of the first movie. It's probably in like an extended cut somewhere. But personally, I've never actually seen it. I've just heard them record it. It's a good song. It's a bit meh, a bit dead, but good harmonies. And, you know, it could have done something to the film, but it wasn't in there. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You? No, but I can ignore you because you're not in the movie. And the other honourable mention is the song that is the credit song in High School Musical 3. So once they've done their bows and they've said goodbye to the camera and the curtain is closed, Just Getting Started by the Stan dude who won the competition to be the last song in the movie. Honestly, one of my favourite songs of all time. Now that's going to sound really stupid, but it is just, it's like Life is a Highway. It brings you good vibes and it gives you the serotonin that you need in life. It is so good. And it's really got High School Musical vibes to it, and I think that's what makes it really good. And I felt it needed a mention, because if I didn't mention it, I would hate myself for the rest of my life. It's not on the list, because technically it's not in the films. It's in the credits, and it's not a High School Musical song, because they didn't sing it, random guy did. But beautiful song, 10 out of 10, sexy. So those were the honourable mentions, and that was my list, my ranking of the High School Musical songs. Please, 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 please let me know if, let me know if you disagree. What do you disagree on? What are your rankings? What's your favourite song? What's your worst song? What's underrated? What's overrated? Let me know, because I really actually do value your opinions on this subject, because High School Musical is part of my life. It's very important to me. That makes me sound like a 6-year-old, but deep down in here, I am a 6-year-old, so it's okay. Give the video a like if for some reason you liked this video. Just me chatting shit and saying the word beautiful many times. But give it a like, please don't dislike it, it will bruise my ego, and I don't want that to happen even more than it already has. Hit the subscribe button to see when I upload a new video. Hit the bell notification so you'll be alerted when a new one is uploaded. There should be one coming relatively soon. After this, I'm going to do a tier list of the Marvel movies and TV programmes. So get ready for that. But I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you relatively soon. Have a good day. Goodbye.